What if your next colleague isn't human? What if that shift isn't some far-off science fiction dream? What if it's happening right now, in your office, on your team, impacting your career? For years, we discussed artificial intelligence with a detached curiosity. We wondered about the jobs it might take and the industries it could disrupt. We imagined the futuristic world it might eventually create. It felt like a distant horizon, a topic for late-night talk shows or academic papers. But if you've been paying attention, you've noticed something profound. In just the last 12 to 18 months, the conversation around AI has undergone a truly seismic shift. It's no longer about what AI could do, it's about what AI is doing today. This isn't just about tools anymore, it's about teammates. It's not automation in a factory, it's augmentation in a boardroom. This collaboration is quietly, yet fundamentally, redefining how work gets done. It's impacting every single sector of the global economy. This transformation isn't just reshaping industries, it's redefining the very concept of a job itself. It's altering the fundamental structure of companies, from the smallest startup to the largest multinational conglomerate. Crucially, it's rewriting the path to individual prosperity, directly impacting yours. The stakes, my friends, couldn't be higher. This isn't just another tech trend. It's the dawning of a new economic era. Understanding it isn't optional. It's absolutely essential. You might be thinking, haven't we heard this before? Didn't the internet change everything? Didn't smartphones revolutionize our lives? You'd be right. Those were monumental shifts. But what we're experiencing now with artificial intelligence is different. It's moving at an unprecedented pace with unparalleled breadth. We're not just seeing technological shifts in isolated sectors. E-commerce or manufacturing, while impactful, often allowed other areas to catch their breath. This AI revolution is sweeping across every industry at the same time. Consider its reach, from subtle algorithms optimizing logistics in shipping companies to sophisticated models assisting in drug discovery and healthcare. From creative powerhouses generating stunning visuals for marketing campaigns to complex analysis powering financial trading floors. Even in human-centric fields like law and education, AI isn't just knocking at the door. It already has its feet under the table, quietly becoming an integral part of the workflow. This isn't a slow burn. It's a global conflagration, illuminating every corner of the professional world simultaneously. And the speed is dizzying. Unlike past industrial revolutions, which unfolded over decades, this AI wave is compressing change at an astonishing rate. Societies once had ample time to adapt, retrain workforces, and redefine social contracts. Now, shifts that historically took 50 or 100 years are occurring in 5 or 10. This compression makes traditional long-term planning virtually obsolete. We've relied on this for generations. How do you plan for 20 years when the landscape shifts dramatically every 2? Companies and individuals alike struggle to keep up. They struggle to comprehend the magnitude of what's happening, let alone strategize for it. The old playbooks, the conventional wisdom that guided us through previous economic cycles, are no longer reliable. Relying on those outdated assumptions in this volatile landscape is a recipe for disaster. It's like trying to navigate a hurricane with a map from a calm summer day. We need a new kind of economic forecasting. This isn't about the weather. It isn't about the next quarterly earnings report in isolation. It's about the profound economic currents shaping our collective future. These currents are undeniably and irrevocably driven by artificial intelligence. We need to understand not just what AI can do, we need to grasp how it's fundamentally restructuring value creation. We must comprehend the mechanisms by which it's dismantling old paradigms and erecting new ones. If you don't understand the rules of this new game, you can't hope to win it. You might even find yourself on the sidelines, wondering where your spot went. This isn't just an intellectual exercise, it's a survival guide for your career, your business, and your financial future. We're no longer debating whether AI will change things. The question now is, how do you proactively engage with it to thrive? To answer that, let's dive deep into the mechanisms by which AI is transforming our economic lives. These range from the daily tasks you perform to the way entire companies are structured. This isn't about some abstract future. It's about concrete shifts happening right now, shaping your career and financial prospects. Let's start with how AI is becoming your new co-pilot rather than just another tool in your digital toolbox. For years, when artificial intelligence was discussed, there was often a subtle, unspoken assumption. That's something for the junior associates to handle. It was viewed as a specialized skill, a technical function, something to be delegated to the younger generation or a dedicated tech department. You would hire an AI specialist or a data scientist, and they would do AI. Most people in management or other professional roles expected to continue their work largely unchanged. Perhaps they would just receive reports or insights generated by these new tools from a distance. But the reality has swiftly and dramatically evolved. Today, artificial intelligence is integrated directly into everyone's workflow. This goes from the entry-level employee to the chief executive officer. It's no longer a matter of delegating, it's a matter of direct engagement. Consider a marketing manager. Previously, they might brief a design team for campaign visuals and wait days for mock-ups. Now they can generate a multitude of stunning, high-quality images directly with an AI art tool in minutes. A financial analyst might spend hours trawling through reports to draft a summary. Now, they can feed reams of information to an AI and receive a polished first draft in a fraction of the time. Even a legal professional, facing a mountain of case law, can use AI to synthesize complex precedents. They can identify crucial arguments and draft initial responses with unprecedented speed and accuracy. The key here is direct interaction. You, the professional, aren't waiting for someone else to use AI. You're using it yourself as an extension of your own capabilities. This profound shift represents a radical re-engineering of workflow integration. What once required a phone call, a series of emails, or a formal meeting is now often a seamless interaction. Imagine asking the design team for a new logo, or the legal department for a contract review, or the research department for market analysis. These requests used to involve specific departmental handoffs. Now, they're almost instantaneous interactions with an AI module or agent. Imagine an entire specialized department. It has expertise spanning multiple disciplines. It's available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's instantly responsive and costs pennies per request. This isn't science fiction. It's the current reality for those who embrace AI. This dramatically smooths internal processes, eliminates bottlenecks, and accelerates every stage of creation and problem solving. It's like having a hyper-efficient, infinitely patient, and endlessly knowledgeable intern who can generate professional-grade output on command. It frees you to focus on strategic thinking, creative direction, and the uniquely human elements of your role. This brings us to a crucial point about the unavoidable shift in production. You might still choose not to subscribe to Netflix for entertainment. You might choose not to buy the latest smartphone for personal consumption. However, participating in the production economy now effectively mandates AI adoption. This isn't a recommendation. It's rapidly becoming a requirement for relevance. Think back to the early days of collaboration tools. Tools like Slack, Notion, or Microsoft Teams were precursors to this shift. They emphasized shared, dynamic work environments. Initially, some resisted, preferring email or traditional meetings. But soon, anyone who refused to engage with these platforms found themselves isolated. They were unable to participate effectively in team projects. The same, but on a far grander scale, is happening with AI. Refusing to integrate AI into your professional life is akin to demanding to do all your work with pen and paper in a digital age. You simply can't participate effectively, let alone competitively, in the modern economy if you aren't leveraging these tools. It's not about being an early adopter anymore. It's about meeting the new baseline for productivity and efficiency. This leads us to the concept of the lightweight civilization. This is a complete redefinition of efficiency itself. When we talk about lightweight, it's not primarily about making things physically lighter, though that can be a secondary benefit. The core idea is making operations faster and more agile. Think about traditional workflows. A new product concept might go through a series of ideation meetings, then design, then internal reviews, then legal approval, then marketing strategy, then manufacturing, then distribution. Each of these steps involves handoffs and multiple approval layers. This often takes weeks, sometimes even months to complete. This weight of process and bureaucracy slows everything down. AI-driven process compression fundamentally collapses these steps. With AI, a concept can be prototyped, designed, simulated for feasibility, and market tested in a fraction of the time. This isn't just about small incremental improvements. It's about exponential gains in speed. Imagine the difference between navigating a dense, overgrown forest by hacking your way through with a machete versus soaring over it in a helicopter. AI is that helicopter. It allows you to bypass entire swaths of traditional, time-consuming effort. The economic imperative for this speed is undeniable. Reducing turnaround times directly impacts a company's bottom line in multiple critical ways. Consider inventory costs. The faster you can bring a product from concept to customer, the less time it sits in warehouses. This reduces storage expenses and the risk of obsolescence. Faster delivery schedules enhance customer satisfaction and loyalty. Perhaps most significantly, compressing project timelines reduces crucial financing expenses. Every day a project is delayed, capital is tied up, interest accrues, and opportunity costs mount. Companies that achieve this unprecedented speed gain a decisive competitive advantage. They leave slower, more traditional competitors struggling in their wake. It's no longer enough to be good. You must be fast. AI is the engine of that speed. This creates a situation of zero-sum competition. If Company A adopts AI and achieves 3 times the speed and efficiency of Company B will inevitably be outmaneuvered. Company B maintains traditional structures. Imagine 2 runners on a track. One is equipped with jet-powered shoes, the other with standard sneakers. For a short time, the runner with sneakers might keep up through sheer effort, but eventually, the difference in capability becomes insurmountable. The slower entity will find itself unable to compete on price, delivery, innovation, or responsiveness. It will be outflanked in the marketplace and eventually displaced. This isn't an option, it's a survival mechanism. Adopt AI-driven efficiency or risk becoming obsolete. The market simply will not wait. This existential pressure then leads directly to one of the most significant, and for many, most unsettling consequences. This is the end of mass employment as we've known it. It's also the rise of the individual unit. For generations, our professional identity was deeply intertwined with our employer. I work for Google, or I'm a vice president at JP Morgan Chase, were statements that conveyed more than a job title. They offered a sense of security, prestige, and a predefined career path within a vast corporate universe. Large corporations offered belonging, a clear ladder to climb, and a perceived stability. But this perception is changing, and changing rapidly. The lifespan of companies is shrinking. The average tenure of a Fortune 500 company on the index has dramatically decreased over the past decades. At the same time, individuals are living longer, healthier lives. They are expecting longer careers. This means your personal professional longevity will, for most of us, likely exceed that of any single employer. The focus fundamentally shifts. It moves from climbing an organizational ladder, which may not even exist in the same form tomorrow. Instead, it moves to building portable, individual value that transcends any single company nameplate. Your brand becomes you, not your employer. This shift can leave many long-tenured employees feeling a profound sense of powerlessness. They become what we might call depowered professionals. When stripped of organizational support, the in-house design teams, the robust legal departments, the vast marketing staff, the human resources infrastructure, many individuals find themselves adrift. This includes even highly skilled ones. They have spent years specializing within a large system. Suddenly, that system is being compressed or dismantled. The challenge then becomes articulating and delivering value independently. This is without the vast machinery of a large corporation to support every function. Your ability to create, negotiate, protect, and market your skills without that corporate scaffolding becomes paramount. This new reality is also reflected in how investors are evaluating companies. This gives rise to new metrics, like per capita market capitalization, and drives widespread corporate restructuring. Investors are increasingly looking beyond traditional benchmarks like total revenue or gross profit. While those numbers remain important, a new critical metric is emerging. This includes revenue per employee, profit per employee, or market valuation per employee. This puts traditional corporate models at a distinct disadvantage. Companies with massive headcounts, even if profitable in absolute terms, may appear significantly less efficient. This is especially true compared to lean, AI-augmented competitors. Imagine two companies, both generating $1 billion in revenue. One has 10,000 employees, the other has 1,000, thanks to AI. The latter's revenue per employee is 10 times higher. This creates immense pressure on traditional firms. They must justify their workforce size. They must demonstrate how every employee contributes to an increasingly AI-driven, lightweight operation. Faced with this relentless pressure to improve per capita metrics, chief financial officers typically have two primary levers. The first is to boost total revenue. This is often outside their direct control. The second, more immediate and increasingly potent lever is to optimize the workforce. AI's capabilities are rapidly expanding. They enable fewer individuals to accomplish vastly more. This inevitably leads to significant headcount reductions across industries. This isn't necessarily a sign of a failing company. It's a sign of a company strategically reconfiguring itself for the AI era. We are seeing this play out in real-world examples right now. Companies like Amazon, which has reduced tens of thousands of roles in recent years, or Microsoft, are not shrinking because they are failing or losing market share. On the contrary, they are optimizing. They are harnessing AI to do more with less. They streamline operations and increase their efficiency per employee. They are actively hiring, quote, AI transformation officers. These are new executive roles dedicated specifically to redesigning workflows, integrating AI at every level, and strategically compressing existing roles and departments. Understanding these mechanisms is crucial. They are not just theoretical constructs. They are the engines of change that will directly impact job availability, career progression, and the very skills you need to cultivate. If you don't grasp how AI is fundamentally restructuring the economy at these deep, systemic levels, you risk being caught off guard. You might watch opportunities vanish and pathways close. But if you do understand, you can strategically position yourself to thrive. So, what does this lightweight civilization mean for you personally? Let's break down the impact across different career stages. For new graduates and those just entering the workforce, the rules of the game have fundamentally changed. The era of getting hired based on generic qualifications is rapidly fading. This includes a strong grade point average, a list of volunteer work, impressive extracurriculars, or even high standardized test scores. Employers are becoming less interested in what you prepared to do. They are far more interested in what you can actually do from day one. Theoretical knowledge gained in a lecture hall still has its place, but without practical application, it holds diminishing value. The worst case scenario here is a new graduate emerging from a traditional 4-year degree program with a mountain of debt, only to find that the jobs they studied for no longer exist. They become highly qualified, yet unemployable. They face immense frustration and financial strain. The best case scenario, however, is that demonstrable skills now trump degrees. Companies are increasingly moving away from strict degree requirements. They favor proven competencies and problem-solving abilities. This means a new entrant who has actively sought internships can build a compelling portfolio. They might launch small personal ventures, engage in project-based learning, or even self-teach advanced AI prompts. Such a portfolio instantly makes them attractive. We are seeing a reimagining of education itself. Institutions like Palantir, for example, have offered intensive 4-month skill-based training programs for high school graduates. These programs lead to substantial salaries. Now, for mid-career professionals, those perhaps in their 30s or 40s, this era presents a unique challenge and a profound opportunity. This demographic possesses invaluable, deep domain knowledge. The challenge is to learn how artificial intelligence can amplify this expertise. This makes one person capable of doing the work of several. The worst case scenario here is a professional who, despite years of experience, resists integrating AI. They cling to old methods. Their deep domain knowledge, while valuable, becomes isolated and less leveraged. This makes them appear inefficient compared to their AI-augmented peers. The best case scenario is that AI becomes your coworker, not your replacement. For this group, active AI integration is paramount. You must actively engage with AI tools, integrate them into your daily workflow, deeply understand how to leverage them for analysis, for creation, and for problem solving within your specific domain. This isn't about managing AI from a distance. It's about partnering with it intimately. Your role shifts from simply executing tasks to becoming a process compressor. You're no longer just performing your job. You're identifying how AI can eliminate or streamline entire processes within your domain. Mid-career professionals who successfully navigate this become, quote, super performers. They are highly sought-after individuals. They combine wisdom with cutting-edge efficiency. Finally, for seasoned professionals and older workers, those perhaps in their 50s and 60s, AI can be a significant blessing. This is particularly true by lowering the barriers to entry for entrepreneurship. Often, this demographic possesses a wealth of experience, a robust network, and a deep understanding of market needs. But they may face age bias in traditional corporate hiring. The worst case scenario is that without adapting, they find themselves pushed out of traditional employment. They struggle to find new roles in a market that undervalues their experience. However, the best case scenario positions AI as an incredible entrepreneurial catalyst. Tasks that once required dedicated staff or substantial capital can now be partially automated. This includes legal counsel, accounting, marketing, or product development. This enables the launch of leaner, more agile, and more lightweight businesses, dramatically reducing the financial risk and startup capital required. A smaller revenue stream can sustain a highly efficient operation. This provides flexibility, autonomy, and control. These are often elusive in traditional employment. AI empowers individuals to build and manage ventures. It champions experience and individual drive, regardless of age. As we draw to a close, let's recap the core shift. It's undeniable. We're transitioning into a lightweight civilization. In this new economic reality, speed, hyper-efficiency, and individual value creation are paramount. AI isn't just a tool, it's a fundamental shift in our economic operating system. It's rewriting the rules of how value is created and distributed. This isn't a threat to be avoided. It's a wave to be ridden. Ignoring AI will lead to professional obsolescence. It will be a slow fading into irrelevance as the world speeds past. But actively engaging with it creates unprecedented opportunities. The choices you make today about how you approach this technology will profoundly shape your financial future. Your personal takeaway should be this: don't ask what company you work for. Instead, ask what value you create. Articulate it, hone it, and then understand how artificial intelligence can help you amplify that value, making you an indispensable force in this new economy. The future belongs to those who adapt. It belongs to those who learn. It belongs to those who proactively build their individual capacity to leverage these powerful new technologies. What if your next colleague isn't human? What if that shift isn't some far-off science fiction dream? What if it's happening right now, in your office, on your team, impacting your career? The future isn't a destination. It's a direction. It's time to choose yours.